There have been and are going to be a lot of people that shorthand describe Angerfoot as the Hotline Miami FPS. And like, as much as I'd love to be an original little boy, if the rooster mask fits... Yeah, that's right, I see you, you little fucking creep. So yeah, it really is Hotline Miami, but from the titular Angerfoot's perspective. Yep, that's his name. In each level, you're going to be weaponizing doors, kicking them off their hinges, and perforating goons from one of the four main factions: the Violence Gang, Pollution Gang, Business Gang, and Debauchery Gang. The bulk of the game's structure is bite-sized, cake-filled levels, occasionally interspliced with small, explorable non-combat environments where you're traipsing around and chatting to the denizens of Shit City. The game's visual language is inherently funny and cute. The models are wickedly rad with an accompanying palette that consistently pops. It's just kinda inherently funny to get chased down by alligators in varsity jackets or shot at by gimpy punks in shiesty masks. This visual glee is the best element of the game's humor, which unfortunately relies a little too heavily on sorta iterative and potty humor elsewhere. And just to be clear, I'm pro pee-pee poo-poo, not in like a weird way, but in a sort of cool way. You dig? It's just that there's so much of it here and it never really evolves. Like, don't get me wrong, it's consistently funny rounding a corner with a room full of goons actively shooting you from atop their porcelain thrones. But time and time again, a secret room rewards you with skeletons worshipping a toilet, skeletons eating out of a toilet. The game presents its painterly pieces of plumbing, bounces its eyebrows and says, is this anything? Is this funny? And it kinda just sorta isn't. The writing in the game suffers from a similar fate of being humor coded, but not actually funny, with a few exceptions. They really stick with the gimmick of what if crime was societally moralistic and just run with it. Like shop owners lamenting over the fact they haven't been looted recently. Maybe no one likes them. In a vacuum, it's pretty decent, but it so quickly reaches a saturation point here that I'm spending most of my time in these open world-ish segments stone-faced mashing through punched up lines. Thankfully, the majority of your time here is spent glacking, not chatting. Thank you. And the combat puzzle rooms are as exhilarating as they are a little exhausting. Most levels are only going to run you a minute or two, but they're so fraught with goons to toe tickle with your little grippers that your brain reverts to the single-minded baseline of a murderous soccer player. Kill, kick, repeat. 10 different weapons line the levels and your holster, ranging from grappling plungers to chain guns. They each present different ideal use cases, though I found myself steering clear of a good half of the roster, as they just felt inferior to the basic blick blow of my go-tos. The shotgun, for example, is a blast of a time, but the level design frequently made it feel like it lacked the range and accuracy to save my skin, so the pinpoint pistol felt superior in almost every way, especially since almost all enemies drop after just one shot. The fragility of the enemies does not an easy game make though, because you're just barely eking out a bit more durability. You're gonna die like a lot in this game. Levels ramp in difficulty from bubblegum sadist romps to veritable torture chambers, with later stages leaving me bashing my head against the wall until a lucky break saw me through the waves and waves of gunfire and gimp suits. This difficulty suits the frenetic gameplay of its short levels, but those stages that stretch out to multi-minute affairs felt like exercises in patience as you get gunned down by an unseen goon in the room before the exit for the third time in a row. The bosses don't really suffer from that difficulty issue, but are weirdly easy to the point of being kinda dull. Their attacks are hyper-telegraphed and repetitive, leaving you plenty of time to dodge out of their way even without movement-enhancing shoes. Still, there's opportunity to fumble platforming in their arenas, which I did for almost every boss, but that just exacerbates the rote boss combat by making you sit through it all again, hoping and praying you don't fall into the molten cheese again. As it stands, the boss encounters feel completely out of step with the difficulty of the stages immediately following and preceding them, so you just gotta eat your vegetables to get back to the pulse-pounding action of the campaign. Each level has a variety of challenges where you earn stars and let you unlock different sneakers, and they're cute novelties. A pair of Tims that enable big head mode? Sure, love it. A little pair of sneakers dubbed size 3s that shrink you down to a minuscule little guy? A great mechanical gag. Most of them though are just gimmicks that feel reserved for specific levels challenges rather than offering real variety to your arsenal. The stilettos, for example, turn your bullets into stun bullets, but you kill with a thrown weapon? Sure? Outside of specific challenges that asked me to complete X level wearing a rippin' pair of Crocs, I stuck almost exclusively with my one-time resurrect Jesus sandals or my goon igniting and double jump enabling rocket boots. That all being said, I like Angerfoot. When the combat works, and it does for the bulk of its runtime, it's stupid fast and stupid fun. The basic formula of the game doesn't really evolve over its 60 some odd level runtime, but it's a rock solid action foundation that'll get your blood pumping and shave a few pesky years off your life. Just do yourself a favor and please don't bother reading every bit of dialogue in those open world segments. I'll actually save you some time. What if crime good? Yeah, forget it.